Good day. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Therapeutic Yoga. We are going to entertain an entire class today on opening the tight muscles of our hips. So rather than focusing on hip flexors or hip external rotators or adductors or hamstrings, we're just going to take some of the big boys that tend to get super tight and give them a little bit of a lovely stretch. So for class today, you're going to need a yoga mat and a yoga bolster, a yoga strap, and also a yoga block. So lots of different tools. If you don't have those at home, something similar to them will work just fine. Particularly for a yoga bolster, if you don't have it, starting class sitting on a chair and using a chair next to your yoga mat for what we're doing with the yoga bolster today will more than suffice. So once you have what you need, then let's go ahead and have ourselves in a seated position, preferably on your bolster, but if not, in a chair. If you're gonna make it that you're sitting all the way on your floor today, which we are gonna be doing in a little tiny bit, and you have extremely tight hips, then sometimes a blanket or a pillow or something is helpful if you don't have a bolster. Okay, so find yourself in a nice, good, tall, seated, easy pose. Make sure that if your legs are crossed, there's no pain in your knees at this time. Preferably have it so that your knees are below your hips or level with your hips. Allow yourself to start with just kind of doing a little bit of rocking and rolling of your pelvis. So just tucking and tilting, just kind of waking up that spine, waking up the pelvis, and then kind of find the middle of the road where you feel like you're sitting on your sit bones. And sit nice and tall. Shoulder blades are kind of back and down, and we'll set those in a second. And before you do anything else, just let yourself from your hips just gently hinge forward until you feel a little bit more weight through your feet. Once you have that, let's get a nice good position of our shoulder girdles and our shoulder blades here. So take your hands to the center of your heart. Maybe just put a nice smile on your face, and then take an inhale and lift your arms up and turn your hands to the ceiling, and then bring your hands down on that exhale. Pull those shoulder blades back and down while you kind of open up those pinkies to the back of the room, and then hold that position for a second. Make sure you didn't lose the weight in your feet or your legs. Then lengthen your neck and settle your chin, and then slowly, without losing the squeeze between your shoulder blades, bring your hands back down onto your thighs. All right, we're going to start with a nice, easy breathing exercise today. So what we're going to work on doing is just a 3-6 count of inhale to exhale. Nice and simple. But what I want you to do is use either your right hand or your left hand to count through the breaths with me. You can even use both hands if you want. So I want you just to kind of give yourself an extra task to do so that maybe your mind doesn't go into little monkey brain wander mind as we're working on these breathing exercises. So neck nice and long, settle that chin, rest the tongue to the roof of your mouth, and close your eyes if that's comfortable for your practice. And then in this position, start with a nice deep inhale through the nose as the thumb and the index finger come together. And then as you exhale, slowly open them up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Middle finger to thumb, inhale, 3, 2, 1. Opening the fingers, exhaling, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ring finger, inhaling, 3, 2, 1. Opening, exhaling, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pinky finger thumb. Inhaling, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to that ring. Inhaling, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Middle finger, inhaling, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And index finger, inhaling, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Having the hands on the knees, 3 quick little cat-cows in a seated position here since we're going up to kneeling first today. So just take an inhale and lift your chest, stick your belly out, tailbone lifts, gaze up to the ceiling on your inhale. And then as you exhale, tuck your tailbone under, pull your belly button in, spread your shoulder blades, lengthen the back of your neck, chin to chest, look into your belly button. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lifting that spine nice and tall, arching through that back, lengthening up through that neck and looking up. And then as you're exhaling, curling everything under, chin to chest, gaze into that belly button. 1 more time. Inhaling, keep that inhaling going through the movement. And then finally exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Keep the exhaling going and then rest in that little flexion for a moment. And slowly bring yourself back up into a seated position. Allow yourself today to kind of come onto your hands and knees, but just to transition to immediately coming up into kneeling today. So we're going to begin with playing through the front and the side of the hips and the hip rotators, all in a little bit of 2 different types of stretches. So what I'd like you to do is have yourself so that you can look at your knees and see that your knees are about hip width, and then the feet kind of run behind. Start with keeping the weight onto your right leg and place the bolster up onto the left side, and then bring your left foot up. Now today, what I would like you to do with that left foot is walk the foot out the width of your mat. So it's actually wider than hip distance on the left side. That's going to really add and contribute to your balance. Have yourself so that your hip is stacked directly on top of your knee. And then in that position, keeping that hip and that knee stacked, let your rib cage come just slightly forward. So feel, if you can, as you feel yourself, that you feel that point where a little bit of extra weight comes onto the left leg. Then take a nice deep inhale here, and on the exhale, tuck the tailbone under. So a gentle stretch to the front of the hip. Now you stay where you are. I am going to turn to the front, doing that exact same thing so that I can introduce what we're doing new today. So as you keep that tailbone tucked under and that left leg is a little wider, what I want you to do is bring your right arm out to the side. Take a nice deep inhale. Don't let go of your tailbone tuck. And then as you exhale, just gently bring your arm around to the left side. Then inhale, bring it back up. And then as you exhale, bring it up and over your body. Now make sure your hip stacks on top of your knee here, so don't let it kind of fall out to the side either way. Inhale it back out to the side, and then as you exhale, gently rotate. Gets a little bit of those external rotators while you're working hip flexors. Inhale back out to the side. Exhale, come up and over. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling. Exhaling, gentle, pain-free, light twist to the left, and then inhaling back to the center, and then as you exhale, lifting yourself back up and over again. Now, keep yourself in this position. Make sure you've got your knee on your left and your foot on your left, stacked one on top of the other. Use the bolster as much as you need to for support here. Now, here's what I want you to work on doing. In this position, take another deep inhale. And then on your exhale, tuck your tailbone under a little bit more. You should feel that stretch come a little bit out to the side of your hip. Now, maintaining that, see if you can slowly kind of play with wiggling your hip in and out as you keep that tailbone tucked under. What do you feel kind of loosening in the front and the side of that hip? Just kind of do a little bit of a wiggle there. And then finally, inhale that arm up and then exhale it down. All right, repeating that on the opposite side. So allowing yourself to now have it so that your right foot is up and your left knee is what you're weight bearing on. Check back that your foot is straight behind you. And remember, have your right foot a little wider than hip distance today. Bolster is there again for your support. In that position, with the hip stacked directly on top of the knee, take a nice deep inhale, and then on your exhale, tuck your tailbone under. Feel that opening through that front of the hip, maybe even down the leg if your rectus femoris is tight. I'm turning just so you can see what we're going to be adding to this stretch today. So now in this position, left arm out to the side. Take a nice deep inhale, and then as you exhale, just gently rotate towards the right. Let your gaze go with your hand. Inhale, back open, and now into that side bend. Exhale, coming up and over. Keep that tailbone tucked. Inhaling, arm out to the side. Exhaling, gentle rotation, gaze with that hand. And then as you inhale, coming back open, up and over, exhaling. One more time, nice deep inhale, arm out. Exhale, gentle, soft twist towards the right. Inhaling, coming back up. And this time, exhaling, side bending up and over. Use that bolster for some support now. Keep that arm up and over. Keep that side bend. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, go a little bit more with those glutes and abdominals and hamstrings and that pelvic tilt. Now, can you just kind of move that hip around? Does it feel tighter as you go outer? On my left side, it certainly does. So see for you what you feel as you just kind of wiggle in that space. Very good. Then left arm, inhale it up. And then as you exhale, drop that arm back down again. All right. Allow yourself to place your bolster on your mat. With your bolster on your mat, just starting with a little bit of, I'd like to say, warming up of those hip rotators. Find yourself in hands and knees. Make sure that your knees feel like they're about hip distance apart. So that's about 2 widths for most individuals. And then gaze back that you can't see your feet on the inside or outside. And then have your hips and your knees beautifully lined up. Walk your hands in front of your bolster. And then allow yourself with your hands in front of your bolster to line up your elbows and wrists with your shoulders, shoulder width. So just take a moment to look. Are your hands a little bit wider than your knees? They should be. Then index fingers pointed forward, thumbs all the way in, and spread out those outer 3 fingers. Now, just keep yourself in this tabletop position here. Allow yourself to very slowly, on an inhale, pick the right leg up off to the side. And kind of imagine here like you're, a dog finding a fire hydrant. Now, when you have your leg up and out to the side, push more into that right arm. There you go. That's where you're going to get that balance for that left hip. Now, here's what I want you to do today. Take inhales and exhales and start to do just some gentle circles, not gigantic enough to lose your balance, but enough to challenge the left hip rotators as you move the right hip rotators. Maybe try clockwise and counterclockwise, but gently keep pushing into your right arm to give yourself that balance. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit of burning in your hips now. Do one more circle for me, and then place the right knee and foot back down. Walk your hands onto your bolster. Take a deep inhale, and then on the exhale, tuck your tailbone under and sit, and slowly bring yourself down into child pose. All right, so we're going to do that exact same thing on the opposite side, just giving the wrists a little bit of a break here for those of you that have sensitive wrists at home. So just take a nice deep inhale into your belly. And as you exhale, just let that air go, and maybe just let your sit bones settle towards your heels a little bit more. Let's do that one more time. Nice deep inhale into your belly. And then as you exhale, just slowly letting that go. Let's do one more breath here. Nice deep inhale in. And then exhaling that air out. Very nice. And then slowly walking yourself back up and over so that you're back into that hands and knees pose. Check back that your legs didn't rotate in and out. Hips are still on top of the knees. Wrists are still underneath the shoulders. Index fingers are still forward. So find that tabletop position again. And then very lightly just pick up the left leg like you're about to use a fire hydrant if you were a male dog. Now, with your left hand, I want you to kind of push a little bit more into left hand so you don't overdo the right hip muscles here. And then start to do just gentle circles with your left hip. So kind of warming up those hip rotators before we do a nice good opening of those hip rotators today. Just do a few or 4 or 5 in one direction and then go in the opposite direction. So clockwise, counterclockwise, keep pushing into that left hand. Get that nice good burn in those hip muscles. I think we're almost there. Do one more circle and then drop that knee back down. Check in that your knees are in alignment and your feet are in alignment. Walk the hands back up onto the bolster. Nice deep inhale and then exhale. Tuck under, sit into the heels. Drop that head down. Relax those elbows. Lengthen the neck, settle the chin. Have it so that the crown of the head, the crown of your head where your hairline would be where you're resting on that bolster. And then let's do those 3 deep belly breaths again. So nice deep inhale into the belly. Feel that entire low back stretching as you do that. And then as you exhaling, slowly through that nose, just kind of settle those sit bones a little bit closer to those heels. Maybe even give yourself a little bit of a rock. Let's do that 2 more breaths. Nice deep inhale in. And then as you're exhaling, kind of letting that go. And one more time, nice deep inhale in. And then exhaling, letting that go. Beautiful. Now, take your bolster and bring it slightly a little higher up onto your yoga mat. And then we're going to start with the right foot here. So what I want you to do is take your right sit bone, and kind of bring it up onto the bolster. So have it so that as you do that, there's not really any calm, beautiful little way to do that, but have it so that you can feel that that right sit bone is sitting somewhere on your bolster. Have your right leg forward and have your left leg behind you. Now, the easy way to do this opening through these right hip rotators is to check in that your right shin bone kind of lines up with the front of your mat or your bolster, however you want to think about that. And then your left leg, let me get this out of the way a bit. Your left leg kind of lines up with the outside of your mat. So this is a modification of Z pose. If, on the other hand, you want to do a little bit more work on these left hip flexors while we tackle these right gluteals and hip rotators, then simply allow yourself to walk your leg behind you so that your focus is to line your hip and your knee and ankle up. And you can even turn your toes under and straighten your knee, or you can keep your foot flat and work on straightening your knee or keep your knee relaxed onto the mat. So lots of different options depending on your level at home. Now that you have yourself right here, think about where your belly button is for a moment and take a nice deep inhale and pull that belly button open as you feel that beautiful opening through those right hip rotators and gluteals. Now, very slowly at your pace, bring your hands forward of your knees and your ankle. Now, if you have lots of tension in your right buttock and right rotators right now, then I encourage you to stay right here. However, if you know that those hips need to let go and get more length than here, then slowly allow yourself to come down onto your elbows. And once you're there, let yourself slowly rest your chest so that your chest is resting towards the right shin bone. Now, don't allow yourself just to crumble your head towards the floor. You're using a bolster here. So lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and kind of keep your gaze towards your thumbs. And then play a little bit with tucking and tilting your pelvis until you feel just the perfect amount of opening through those right hip rotators and right gluteals. Left leg, if you want to engage it, now is the time. Allow yourself to hold the stretch, and let's get 3 deep diaphragmatic belly breaths. A nice deep inhale into the belly. Right to those hip muscles. You got it, guys. And then exhaling slowly out. Inhaling in. And then exhaling slowly out. Let's do one more breath. Nice deep inhale in. And then exhaling slowly out. Beautiful. Walking your hands back up if you were down onto your elbows, and then walking your hands back up to the bolster. Now, at home, the easy way to transfer to the other side, just flip the left leg around and flip the right leg behind you. Nice and simple, nothing different other than you're just putting a different sit bone onto the yoga bolster. Now, in this position, check in first that you see that alignment of the shin bone with the front of the mat. Again, the right leg, it can be in a modification of Z pose. So that would be the shin bone kind of lining up with the side of your mat, leaving it right there if you like, or allowing yourself to kind of bring the leg so that the hip and the knee and the ankle are stacked straight behind each other. You kind of pick wherever you want your right leg, but just make sure that that left leg has that good symmetry so that we're going to be folding up and over and really opening up through those left hip rotators. So same deal here. Start with making sure that you've got yourself into a little bit of an extension. So take that inhale and gently pull your belly forward. There's your gluteals and rotators. And then if you're ready, gently bring your hands down in front of that left leg. Now, nothing wrong whatsoever with staying right here. However, if you have more of a challenge that you want at home and you're not already feeling a lot of tension through the left hip, then give yourself that other inhale. And then on that exhale, coming down onto those elbows, but keeping yourself so that your spine is long, so neck long, chin tucked in, gazing down at your thumbs. Kind of feel like you're pulling your chest towards your left shin bone. And then if you want to engage through the right leg, by all means, feel free to do so. And keep that neck nice and long, and let's go through those 3 diaphragmatic breaths here. So nice deep inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. 2 more breaths, nice deep inhale in. And exhaling out. And inhaling in. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly allowing yourself to walk your hands up onto the mat and then walk your hands up onto the bolster. Roll your left leg behind you and then allow yourself just to take that bolster and gently move it to the side and then bring yourself into hands and knees pose. Now, as you're getting into hands and knees pose, allow yourself here to kind of check in that your knees are still hip distance. Look back behind you. Make sure you can't see your feet on the inside or outside, hips stacked up with the knees. Wrists and elbows underneath those shoulders, shoulder width apart, index forward. Spread those thumbs in so you really open up through those carpal bones and those joints of the thumb. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Well, let's go through 3 cat-cows right here. So take that inhale, sink the belly, sink the spine, shoulder blades back, lengthen the neck, look up. And then as you exhale, pull that belly in, arch that back, tailbone under, spread the shoulder blades, chin to the chest, gaze into that belly button. 2 more times for me here. Inhaling, sinking everything nice and low. And then as you exhale, pulling it up and in, really contracting as you bring that chin to the chest and look at the belly button. And last time, inhaling, sinking down. Lifting that head, looking all the way up, and then as you exhale, curling everything under, tucking that chin to the chest. Now, in this one, slowly start to keep that tailbone tuck, walk your hands towards your knees, keep that tailbone tuck, get your heels and your sit bones towards one another, and then gently bend your elbows and find yourself in your first official full child's pose. Once you have your head meeting the floor, and if your head does not meet the floor, use a block or something to support your head so that the crown of your head is supported on something. So you work with what works for you, but gently allow yourself to now just settle into this child's pose. Have your elbows nice and soft. Our focus today is our hips. So you can add that extension and elongation through your arms to kind of open up through your latissimus if you want. But I encourage you to just kind of sit in this position and really work on finding your breath. So as you're getting here,
Allow that tongue to rest on the roof of the mouth, eyes open or closed. But before you close them, gaze back and make sure that those feet didn't fall in towards one another. And then take a nice deep inhale into your belly. And then slowly exhaling that out. And try that again for me. Nice deep inhaling in. And exhaling out.
Okay, now walking yourself up onto hands and knees, allowing yourself to kind of come down onto your hips into a seated pose. Now, you're not using a bolster this time. So if you have really tight hips, take your time, allow yourself to open what it can. But we're going to do several poses in sitting today. So the first one we're going to do is kind of opening up the inner thigh muscles here. So just kind of take your feet and place your feet so that the bottoms of your feet are touching one another. Big toe, second toe, third toe are all in alignment with one another. And take your hands and kind of interweave your hands or interlace them. And then if you can reach, place your hands underneath your feet. Now, if you cannot reach and that's too much tension in your back, your hips, or your pelvis, then what I recommend you do instead is to take a yoga strap and then hold the yoga strap, engage your biceps, and allow yourself to sit up so that you're not stressing your low back. Whichever you prefer, find yourself into that position. Now that you're here, kind of shake your legs for a quick second. Just give them a little bit of a warm up of those hip flexors that you might feel pinching in the front of your hips. We want to just make sure that they can actually let go. And then relax your knees. Take a nice deep inhale. Really attempt to pull that belly forward as you lift your chest. And then as you exhale, just through the biceps, just through the elbows, bend yourself just slightly forward. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, take your gaze about a foot in front of your mat. And let's do 2 deep belly breaths here. So nice deep inhale into the belly. And then exhaling out. One more time, nice deep inhale into the belly. And then exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly bringing yourself up into a seated position, taking the right leg and straightening it to the corner of your mat, and taking your left leg and bringing your foot so that it's into the inner part of your right thigh. Now, in this position, right now, chances are your pelvis is pointing straight forward between your 2 legs. What I really want us to do is I want us to kind of take our pelvis and turn our pelvis just a amount. You'll feel the rotation inward happen through the right leg as well, but just a little bit towards that left knee. As you do that, you shall start beginning to feel the inner thigh opening on this right leg. So in this position, left hand, bring it behind you slightly so that you can imagine lining up your shoulders with that left leg. And then allow your right hand to kind of come to the inside of your right leg. Now, go back to that pelvis and that belly. Take a nice deep inhale, kind of pull that belly slightly forward to encourage that extension. At the same time, you lift your arm upwards. Make sure that the shoulder doesn't fall forward, so pull it backwards. And then as you exhale, side bend gently to the right, keeping the belly forward, lifting the left side of the body, not allowing yourself to crunch down. So really imagine focusing on lifting that left armpit towards the ceiling. If you want to take your hand out of the equation and focus on the left armpit, just simply bend your elbow, place your hand around your head, and really focus on lifting up through that left armpit as you're gently side bending towards that right leg. All right, let's do 2 deep inhales and exhales here. Nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. One more time, deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Beautiful. Inhale, sliding the body back up, exhaling, dropping the hands down. All right, now don't change where you are to immediately do the other side. We will do that in just a second. Instead, what I want you to do is I want you to slowly pull the right leg back. So now you can feel that your hips line up with the right leg. Left foot is just somewhere into the inner thigh again. Now, we are going to work on folding over the left leg here. So this is a lot about the gluteals, a lot about the hamstrings, and so therefore also a lot about the sciatic nerve. So in this position with your leg unsupported, if you immediately already feel tension into your buttock area, what I would like you to do is to take your yoga block and to place the yoga block underneath your knee, because this is about getting a fold through the gluteals and hamstrings, not putting so much tension on your sciatic nerve that you can't handle the amount of tension behind your knee. So do this if you feel extreme tension already with your leg straight. If not, then what I want you to do is take your left hand and come to the outside of the calf on the right side. Take your right hand and kind of bring it out to the side of your body so that if you looked at your shoulder blades, right, or your collarbones right now, they kind of line up perpendicular to your right foot. Toes up on that right foot. Take a nice deep inhale, pull that belly forward, and then as you exhale, just simply allow yourself to hinge at that hip. Try not to let your spine curl under. Don't flex through your spine. Gaze at that right big toe and feel that opening through the hamstring and the gluteals here. 2 deep inhales and exhales. So nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. One more breath. Nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Beautiful. Inhale, pulling yourself all the way up. And then exhale, gently allow the right foot to come in at the same time as you allow that left foot to come out to the left corner of your mat now. So again, as you're finding yourself in that position, our pelvis is likely somewhere in the middle. So let's take our pelvis and gently turn it. So you'll feel the rotation occurring on the left side of your body when you do that, but turn the pelvis towards the right knee. Now that you have the pelvis towards the right knee, take that left arm, slide it down the left leg, and take that right arm and bring it slightly behind you. Can you see that line up of the shoulders and the left leg? All right, we're ready to get into these inner thighs now. So start with that inhale and kind of extend that pelvis and low back a little bit. Aha, there they all are. As you inhale, keep that arm up into the air. And then as you exhale, slowly side bend to the left. Now, if you feel your armpit or your rib cage falling forward, one good trick, just gently bring your arm up and over your head, bend your elbow, and really focus on lifting the the armpit on the right side up towards the ceiling. So take that deep inhale, lift that armpit up, and then on the exhale, give me that little bit of a side bend. There you have it. Okay, 2 deep inhales and exhales here. So nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. And one more time, deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Most excellent. Inhale, coming back up, and then exhale, dropping that hand down. Now, same as we did on the opposite side, take your pelvis now and turn the pelvis or shorten the left leg, however you want to think about it, so that now the pelvis is facing towards that left leg. In this position, what I want you to think about doing is if you immediately feel tension through the sciatic nerve or lots of stress and strain behind the knee and the tendons, place that block there so that you're not an end knee extension. If you do not feel it, then you don't need to use it, but I want to always give you options for where you are at home. Now, with the right hand, bring the right hand to the outside of the left calf. So imagine as you're doing that, you're lining up the collarbones perpendicular to that left leg. Left arm comes out to the side of the body. Focus on the belly here. So take that deep inhale and pull that belly forward. You might have a really good stretch already, toes up on this left side. And then as you exhale, just a gentle bend forward as you feel into the left glutes and hamstrings of the left leg. Lengthen the neck, settle the chin, gaze at that left big toe. Don't allow your spine to curl and flex. So keep those spinal muscles engaged as you're opening up through your hips. 2 deep inhales and exhales here. Nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling. One more time, nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling. Beautiful. Inhale, coming back up. And then as you exhale, bringing that left leg back in. All right. So we are going to try a couple of hip openers in a seated pose today. So for those at you at home that have really tight hips and your tight hips are so much that you're like, I don't think that I can do this, I just encourage you to gently try. But if you feel any extreme tension or pain, stop trying. But let's give it a try and see how you do. So here's what I want you to do first. I want you to take your right knee and place the right knee so that you feel like the right knee is somewhere near the center of your chest or it kind of lines up with your nose. Then take your left knee, see where I'm going with this, and see if you can get your left knee to line up with your right knee, to line up somewhere with your face or the center of your face or your nose. Now, for a lot of us that have tight hips, this left sit bone is already completely off the mat. So what I want you to do now is gently place your right hand to your right knee, left hand to your left buttock to where your sit bone is. Take a nice deep inhale, and on the exhale, try to push that sit bone down. Aha, there's the opening through that left hip. Now, keep yourself nice and tall. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Maybe even put a smile on your face. And take a nice deep inhale into your belly. And exhale out. One more time, deep inhale into your belly. And exhale out. So this is kind of like a double pigeon pose or a double butterflies pose if we were laying down, but really nice at getting that pelvic and that hip opening. Very nice. Now here's what I want you to do. Just gently bring your hands back. Slowly uncross the right leg, slowly uncross the left leg, and see if you can place your left ankle on your right knee and line up the right shin bone with the edge of your mat. Now, for some of us, our left knee right now might be all the way towards our shoulder. For others of you, you know what? It might just simply lay down onto that left ankle. But all I gently want you to do is to take your right hand and slowly just hold that right knee area just so the left knee doesn't go flying off. And then take the left hand and gently place it against the left knee. Now sit up nice and tall. Smile on the face, right? Yes, we're trying something new today. No pain, ladies and gentlemen, but tension is okay. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then on your exhale, just very gently engage your left tricep to push that knee downwards. 2 deep inhales and exhales. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhale out. One more time, deep inhale into the belly. And exhale out. This is called fire log pose, by the way. So your legs are supposed to look like fire logs. All right, hands behind you. Uncross and cross the opposite way. Can you do that? So now can you look at your left shin bone and line it up with the side of the mat? Right ankle, place it on the left knee. So we're going to do fire log pose before we do that double pigeon. Left hand, come up and around that left knee. I'm obviously tighter on my right knee. It's higher up towards the ceiling than my left was. But I'm going to place my right hand just on my right knee for now, no tension. Sitting nice and tall, lengthen the neck, settle the chin. All right, gentle pressure into that right hip with that tricep on that right arm. 2 deep inhales and exhales here. So nice deep inhale into the belly. Exhaling out. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. Inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Now, slowly allow yourself to take that left knee and bring it inward. Last pose in sitting. I promise for those of you that are like, can we not just make it to the floor by now? Take that left knee and place it in the center of your chest and in line with the middle of your face. Then grab that right knee and see if you can line up that right knee and stack it on top of that left knee. and get that in the center of the chest or in the center of your face. Left hand comes to the right knee just so that you can kind of support it. That right hand, can you come to that right sit bone? Again, if you're tight, it is way off the ground. And here's all I want you to do. Sit up nice and tall, take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, push gently that right sit bone into your mat. Maintaining this, 2 deep inhales and exhales. Nice deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. One more time, deep inhale into the belly and exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly bring the legs out. Shake them for a second, and then we're making our way down to our mat. Now, have your strap, have your block somewhere near you as you make your way down to your mat. Slowly allow yourself just to lay down through your side. And then as you lay down through your side, roll yourself over onto your back. Now, in this position, kind of lengthen your neck, settle your chin, keep your knees bent, feet flat. Let's do a little single knees to chest here. So take your right knee to your chest, nice deep inhale, and then as you exhale, pull your knee to your chest, and then slide that left leg down. You've got it. Now, right knee again, nice deep inhale in. As you exhale, pull that knee into your chest, nice and tight. So make sure that the left leg is feeling long on the floor. Maybe even do a quick squeeze of your glute to feel that engagement through that left leg. And then take your right hand and bring it to the underside of your right knee. You can even follow that with your left hand if you like. Allow your toes to point up. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, and take an inhale here and work on straightening the knee as you keep the knee to your chest, and then just gently exhaling. Left leg, keep that engaged onto the mat 2 more times here. Nice deep inhaling, lifting up. And then as you exhale, releasing. One more beautiful time. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale and releasing. You've got this. Beautiful. Now from here, grab your yoga strap. Find your yoga strap and gently bring it so that you're holding the yoga strap around the right arch of your foot. Left leg is staying straight. And with the yoga strap around the arch of your foot here, holding the yoga strap in both hands. Now, if you're using something different and you're only holding it in one hand, that's completely fine. We're going to change it to one hand in a second. But in this position, allow yourself to lengthen out your right leg. So that does take a fairly long strap. So if you're using a single, that is okay. Once your leg is fully straight, then use the strength of your arms to lift up that straight leg to find that point where if you go any further, that knee begins to bend. Find out where that point is for you. Then when you have it, right hand, come and hold that right pelvis down onto the mat. Make sure that right knee is straight. Take a deep inhale here, and then as you exhale, pull that leg gently to the left, so across your body. Focus on that right knee being straight. Take an inhale, straighten that right leg, and then as you exhale, is there any more pull? Can you feel the opening through those outer gluteals and hamstrings? Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, engage the right pelvis down onto the mat. 2 deep inhales and exhales here. Nice deep inhale into your belly. And then exhaling out. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And then exhaling out. Then inhaling, lifting that leg all the way up to the starting position, switching the straps to the right hand. Left hand now to the left pelvis. Get that right knee straight. Nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, gently let the leg come out to the side. How far can you get that leg to come out to the side without the pelvis lifting, without the knee straightening? Nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, straighten that right knee. Keep that left pelvis on the floor. 2 breaths here. Deep inhale into your belly. Exhaling out. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. Inhale into your belly. And exhaling out. And then inhale that leg and that strap back up. Relax that right knee into your chest. Hold the strap around your left foot right now. Right foot right now. And then slide the left knee up. Now, just take the strap off. You're not going to your left foot yet, but take it off once both knees are up. Take your hands to your left knee and then let your right foot come to the floor and then slide the right leg down. Take a deep inhale here, and as you exhale, pull the left knee now to the chest. Holding it here, maybe give a squeeze through that right leg to feel that engagement as you engage the right leg down into the floor. One more nice deep inhale, neck is long, chin is tucked. Exhale, pull that knee into your chest. Now, take the hands to the underside of the knee. Once your hands are to the underside of the knee, toes are up. Let's lengthen that neck and let's go through that lengthening of just moving the knee. So keep the knee to the chest. As you inhale, straighten the knee. As you exhale, relax it. Toes are up. 2 more times, inhaling and straightening, and exhaling and relaxing. And one more time, inhaling and straightening, and exhaling and relaxing. You've got it. Now, take that strap and loop the strap around the left ankle. Again, you're holding the strap with both if you can for now, just so that you have good weight holding onto the left leg. And then when you're ready, start to lengthen the left leg straight out. Take the weight of the leg with the arms, get the knee straight, and then very slowly start to lift that leg up. Find that point where if you lift anymore, the knee begins to straighten. Don't go to that point. So keep the knee straight for me, please. Strap now into the right hand, left hand, bring it to the front of the hip so you can really focus on that left hip pointer staying, or the left pelvis staying onto your mat. Now keep that right knee engaged on the floor, right leg engaged on the floor, left knee straighten it. Take a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, away we go across our body. Keep the knee straight. Nice deep inhale here. Exhaling, straightening the knee. Is there any more that you can go? Really feel that the left pelvis is still down onto your yoga mat. 2 deep breaths here. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, tongue to the roof of your mouth. Deep inhale in and exhaling out. One more time. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Slowly inhale, bring the strap back up to the center position. Check in that that knee is straight as you're holding the leg. Then take the right hand to the left pelvis. Keep that pelvis down. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, bringing that leg up and over to the side. As you're going, make sure that that right pelvis does not lift off the floor. Take an inhale here and exhale. Straighten that left leg. Push that pelvis down. Lengthen your neck. Settle your chin. Nice deep inhale here. And exhaling. And one more breath. Inhaling here. And exhaling. Beautiful. Inhale, bringing that leg back up to that center position. Exhaling, bending the knee and then sliding the right knee up, having the knees to your chest, taking the strap, placing it off to the side of you, hugging your knees nice and close to your chest. Let's take a deep inhale here, and then on the exhale, pull your knees into your chest. Beautiful. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Try that again. Nice deep inhale in. Exhale, pulling your knees into your chest. Very nice. Now gently bringing your feet down to the floor. Once you have your feet flat on the floor, time to grab that block, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to do one last little opening through our hip capsule here.
This should be a much gentler pose than what you attempted to do with those hips in sitting. So for those of you that are doing this class with me at home, and there was not much happening when you were trying to open up those hips in sitting, this is likely the place you need to be. So this is an excellent position to open up both sets of hip rotators and hip capsule, like we did in sitting, but in a non-weight bearing position. So let's go to it here. So take your right leg, cross the ankle over your left knee, block, place it onto your right knee, left hand, place the left hand underneath your buttock, palm down, and allow yourself to rotate gently to the left until you feel like you've got weight into your left hand. Now, take a nice deep inhale here, and then as you exhale, gently start to push that knee outward until you feel that stretch into the outside of your hip. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Allow yourself to take those 2 deep inhales and exhales here. Deep inhale into the belly, and then exhaling out. One more time, nice deep inhale into the belly, and exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly releasing the block away from the knee, unrotating yourself, taking that left hand from underneath you, uncrossing the right foot, taking the left ankle now and bringing it all the way over the right knee. Block against the left knee, right hand underneath the buttock, and sit on it. So allow yourself to rotate your pelvis a little bit to stay weight bearing onto that right hand. It allows you to stay into that left hip. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, take a nice deep inhale here, and then on the exhale, push that left knee away, sit into that right hand. Now, feeling that opening through that left hip here, nice deep inhale into the belly, and exhaling out. One more breath, nice deep inhale into the belly, and exhaling out. Slowly releasing the block away from the knee, taking the hand from underneath you, gently taking the block and placing it away from you. You are done with that, but then uncrossing the leg and then taking the right knee back up to the chest and sliding the left leg down. So for those of you that when we were doing this seated double pigeon where we were trying to stack our knees one on top of another, and that was just not going to happen, then this is the pose for you, ladies and gentlemen. So take your right knee and bring it to the center of your body. Line it up with your chest and your nose. Take a nice deep inhale in, and as you exhale, gently pull that knee towards your chest. Now, left leg, try to keep it straight and down behind you. Right hand now kind of holds underneath that thigh to keep that knee in the center of your chest. Left hand, slide it down to that left ankle. And then in this position, take a nice deep inhale without losing that knee in the center of your chest. On your exhale, slowly pulling with your left arm as you pull that right ankle towards your left shoulder. Find that opening there through that right buttock. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, maybe even a smile on your face. Let's do those 2 breaths. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. And one more time, nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out, releasing the left hand from the right ankle, unrotating that right hip, pulling that right knee back into your chest, taking a deep inhale here and exhaling, pulling it in nice and close. And sliding that left leg up, meeting that left knee to your chest as well. One hand on both shin buttons here. Take a deep inhale, exhale, pulling both knees into your chest. Very nice. Taking the right hand to join the left, right foot comes down to the floor now, and then slide that right leg down. Doing the same thing on the left knee here. So take the knee, line it up with the center of the chest and the nose, just like we maybe sort of attempted to do in sitting. And then take the left hand underneath so that that kind of anchors that left knee towards the center of your chest. Take that right hand, slide down the shin bone and see how close you can get to that right ankle. Then taking a nice deep inhale here, and then on that exhale, pulling that left ankle towards the right shoulder using the strength of your right arm. Keep the right leg straight, lengthen the neck, settle the chin, smile maybe, possibly, I don't know. 2 deep inhales and exhales here. So nice deep inhale into the belly, ladies and gentlemen. And then exhaling out. And inhaling in. And exhaling out. Beautiful. Slowly releasing the right hand from the left ankle, unrotating that leg, pulling that knee back into your chest, and then lifting the right leg back up, joining it, taking a deep inhale here. Exhale, pulling both knees up and into your chest. Nice deep inhale here, and then exhale, pulling those knees in. Slowly drop the right foot down to the floor. Slowly drop the left foot down to the floor. Left leg, slide it all the way down the mat. Right foot up onto the left thigh. Left hand to that right knee, right hand out to the side of your body. Take a nice deep inhale here, and then on the exhale, pulling that right knee to the left, lifting that pelvis, lifting that low back, lifting that rib cage and trunk, keeping that right shoulder blade down. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin, rotate your head, gaze at that right thumb, maybe even another smile here if you've got it in you. Give me a nice deep inhale into that belly and exhaling out. One more time, please. Nice deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling out. So beautiful. Gently allow the head to come back to the center, starting at that right rib cage, using those abdominal and back muscles and unrotating the rib cage, followed by the low back, followed by the pelvis, followed by the hip. Place the right foot on the floor, slide the left leg up, slide the right leg down. Left foot comes up onto the right thigh. Reach that hand up and over that left knee. Left hand out to the side of our body here. Taking a nice deep inhale in, and then exhaling, pulling that left knee to the right, feeling the pelvis lift, the low back lift, the rib cage lift, keeping that left shoulder blade down, lengthening the neck, settling the chin, taking the gaze towards the left thumb. Nice deep inhale into your belly and exhaling out. One more beautiful deep inhale in and exhaling out. Slowly bringing your head back to the center first, starting at that shoulder blade, bringing the rib cage down first, followed by the low back, followed by the pelvis. Unrotate the knee, place the left foot on the floor. Slide the right leg up, kind of settle your tailbone under, rest your low back. Bring that left knee to your chest and that right knee to your chest one last time. Maybe even give a little rock and roll to that low back and pelvis this time. And then when you're feeling ready, allow the right foot and the left foot to come back down onto the mat. Gently slide the right leg down to the right corner of the mat for the heel. The left leg slides down, left heel to the left corner of the mat. Allow your shoulder blades to feel like they're rotated underneath you, giving yourself a bit of a chest opener here. Gently place your arms a little away from your body, palms lifted. Lengthen your neck, settle your chin. Rest your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and then just gently close your eyes. And let's return to that breathing exercise we did at the beginning of class. Got a frog in my throat, sorry. So we're going to start with remembering we're going to touch our index finger and our thumb together on our inhale, 3-6 count breath here. So take an inhale into your belly, 3, 2, 1, and slowly exhaling, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Middle finger, thumb, inhaling, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ring finger, inhaling, 3, 2, 1. And then exhaling, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pinky finger, inhaling in 3, 2, 1. And then exhaling, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to that ring finger, inhaling 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Middle finger here, inhaling 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Index finger, inhaling 3, 2, and 1. And then exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No hand movements. One last controlled breath. Inhaling 3, 2, 1. Slowly exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just let your breath be your breath. Let your tongue rest on the roof of your mouth. Gently keep your eyes closed. And just take a moment to feel how heavy and relaxed your legs feel. Maybe check in where you feel your right leg touching your mat, and your left leg touching your mat. Being aware of all of that work we did through those tight muscles through our hips today. And then when you're ready, slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And do some circles with your wrists and your ankles. And then slowly at your pace, and when you feel comfortable, gently sliding one leg up, followed by the other leg. Allowing yourself to rest there for a moment. And then slowly rolling yourself over onto your side. Just resting there for a breath. And then on your next good exhale, top hand, bottom elbow, pushing yourself up into a seated position. Finding yourself sitting in a nice, easy tailor pose at this point with how much work we've done through the hips. Hands are to our hearts and smiles are on our faces. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Namaste. The highest in me salutes the highest in you. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today.